Our first graduate speaker is Katrina Kanigoski-Judd from the Tri-County Cincinnati, Ohio campus. She started at Beckfield College part-time in January of 2011 at night in the criminal justice program. Her perseverance has paid off, and she officially graduated with her Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice with an emphasis on addictions counseling in September of this year, nearly 4 years after this married mother of 3 started. Her impact on campus was tremendous, having served as a charter student ambassador for the campus, as well as the secretary of the National Technical Honor Society. Her journey to get started was not easy, something I'm sure many of you can relate to. Her academic pathway was not simple, as it has not been for many of you. Her successes should be celebrated by all of us, as yours are too. I invite Katrina Kanigoski-Judd, who I'm sure I butchered her name, or Kat, as she is affectionately referred to by those who know her best, to the podium. She has some great news to share. Kat?
I'd like to thank you all for choosing me to represent Beckfield Tri-County. I'm truly honored, and also just to let you know, we're a very tight-knit group. We're a family. And keeping with the spirit of Mr. Davis, I am overwhelmed with emotions. Over 47 years ago, my mother had to make a choice to give me life or finish her education. I am the first to graduate from high school, and I'm the only to graduate from college in my family to date. Today, the cycle has been broken. I dedicate this to my family and future generations, and also the message to you, graduates. To believe in yourself is perhaps the most powerful ability to make dreams come true. Your belief could carry you through difficult situations or challenging circumstances. It is said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, he can achieve. I want to help you understand the power of thoughts and personal beliefs. Thinking thoughts that you can do anything, those thoughts become a belief. What if you don't believe in yourself? I would like to invite you to take a walk. I would like to take you on a walk through the transformation of one life which was forever changed by the belief of others. I will begin this with an autobiography and 5 short chapters written by Porne Nelson. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes me forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. But it isn't my fault. It still takes me a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. And chapter 5. I walk down another street. My search for meaning in life has been uncertain, filled with accidents and false goals, until the day before, I found Jesus Christ. And I gave my life to him. And then he led me to Beckfield. I have overcome addictions. I found the solution. And I wanted to become an addiction counselor. I'm excited. I feel happy, but then quickly comes the thoughts. Can I do this? Can I really be this? I feel this is right, but how will I do it? I have never finished anything I have started. Chapter 1. The deep hole in the sidewalk where I fall in, and I am lost and I am helpless. It isn't my fault. This is the belief deep inside of me which tells me I will fail before I even try. Chapter 2. There's a deep hole I pretend I don't see and I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. This is the inner war between the strong desire to be successful versus thoughts and visions of failure. But I made it to my first class. This is dedicated to Miss Darlene Holland. Everybody knows her. We were asked to write a couple of sentences about ourselves. I was overwhelmed with fear because I had been out of school for over 25 years and I had barely graduated from high school. I was embarrassed and I was ashamed of my reading and writing level. I was embarrassed and ashamed I could not write. I stared at the paper and every few minutes I would check the time and then first break came and I thought, here's my escape. But I stayed, and I prayed, and I made a promise that I was going to see this through. Break was over. I came in the class fighting back tears. Miss Holland came next to me, and she quietly whispered, "Kat, just do it. Just write like you talk." She picked up my hand, and she put it on the paper, and I began to write, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I looked up, and there was no one left in the classroom. And I took that paper up to Miss Holland, and I handed it to her, and she read it, and she smiled real big, and she said, "Kat, this is the most perfect run-on sentence I have ever read." Chapter 3. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault, and I get out immediately. I made it through Comp 1, Comp 2, and next was speech. After 3 weeks of speech class, my instructor asked me to stay after class, and I was completely sick with fear because I thought, okay, this is where they asked me to leave. What did I do? She began with this, though. "Miss Kat, it is clear to me that you do not see the same person in you that I do. I am sorry. Miss Kat, please stop apologizing after every sentence and stop saying I can't. You're special. Kat, you have an amazing natural gift to speak. You have compassion, understanding, and humanity." And I looked behind me because I couldn't believe that she actually was speaking to me. My instructor ended the conversation with a question. "Kat, whoever kept you from believing in you?" I was unable to answer. I sat quietly searching, thinking for the right answer to give her. And after 3.5 years, I know the answer. No one kept me from believing in me. I inadvertently thought my way out of believing in me. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. For a year, while searching for an externship, my dean would say over and over, "Kat, you got this. Kat, you got this." And if we could go from this, could I, for the last time, give the roll call for CJ students? Hamada, hamada. and Mr. Foley would send encouraging emails after every rejection letter. Keep going, I'm here. I was discouraged, beat up, but I never felt alone, and suddenly I realized I'm feeling what others told me I could do and be. Chapter 5, I walked down another street. I encourage you with all strength and passion to use your accomplishments to inspire others. We were meant to be this person at this time and place, not only for ourselves, but other people. Encourage, empower, and support others to believe in themselves. When we uplift others, the more confidence, self-value, and purpose we build within ourselves. You have the power to change the world, one person at a time. From the ultimate motto of serving others, Mother Teresa, prayer in action is love, and love in action is in service. Try to give unconditionally whatever a person needs in the moment. The point is to do something, however small, and show you care through your actions by giving. One more promise before I go. I made a promise to God that if He saw me through, that I would say this to all of you. John 3:16, for God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, and for whosoever perish, help me out, should have everlasting life. I am now full-time employed at Beckett Springs Hospital as a Chemical Dependency Counselor. The hospital has given me several responsibilities. I have started an alumni program where once you graduate from our program, you can come back. I also teach spirituality on Sundays to our patients. Not only that is that I teach an educational piece that teaches principles to our families and teach our families how to be cheerleaders and role models for the patients. Also, the Ohio Chemical Dependency Professional Board has found me worthy to allow me to have a license, a credential to do this. So I get paid. This is what got me the job, but my true success came from all of you, which restored my belief in myself. Thank you all. Thank you for allowing me to serve you as your secretary of the National Honor Society. Thank you for allowing me to serve as your senior student ambassador. Thank you.